split.
I apologize to the audience for not having the speaker sound. Okay, let me try calling Paul back.
Oh,
Hey, Paul, it's Jean.
hi.
Hi, we're in a recorded session now, and we've gotten down on the agenda to any zoning bylaw proposed changes for the annual town meeting. You had talked about the town needing some changes, and I didn't know if you were aware of any articles proposed for that.
Yeah. Well, as far as articles for actual zoning changes,
Mhm.
I don't think anyone are going to get on this this town meeting. But I'd like to sit down. We'll have to talk about maybe this or something to. Remember, we were talking about putting forward something for down on Pottle Street.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, and I had talked to the town collector about which ones the town had taken down there, those little parcels.
Uh-huh.
And I'd also talked to the conservation officer to look into the fact that it's zoned right now conservation, but based on an elevation line, not a distance off the street. So I asked him, this was this week, to look into to whether or not the conservation had a plan that showed where the 30-foot mean sea level was and how it might affect this property. Because the property we're looking at, if you drive down there to go in to the ball fields, on the right-hand side, there's one house.
Yep.
And all these little lots and stuff are around that house. That house is on a couple of little lots, but there's a whole bunch of lots, little parcels in there, if you look on the assessors maps,
Mhm.
that are now owned by the town of Kingston.
Right, we've owned them for a while, but you don't know about the ones that where the taxes haven't been paid?
No, those are the ones. Those are the ones he said he's taken some more.
Oh, he has taken some more. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next step is the next step was to see if it's based on the 30-foot mean sea level, whether or not that is a necessary. See, when they drew the zoning map years ago,
Mhm.
they just decided the swamp was there, so they just picked a line. But 30 foot above sea level doesn't necessarily mean that it's wet, because you have to look more at the topography that's around the property.
Mhm.
So some of it's the front. It looks like on the map that the front of the Hilltop Club and the Hillside Club is zoned town center, but the back piece that they own is zoned either conservation or R20. And then the other stuff down the hill by the soccer field, the softball field, is zoned conservation. So we can get a better idea of the jurisdictions that everybody has. We get a better idea of how to address maybe looking into that to get that rezoned so that it would follow what was put on it's always been put on our master plan of providing housing that's close to the center of town.
Right.
Especially senior housing.
Mhm.
And then the other thing is that Val and I spent some time with her the past couple of weeks, has done, when we went over and recodified the bylaw several years ago, the company that we hired didn't do that great a job of making it less confusing and made it more confusing. And some of the things in the old bylaw that were allowed weren't brought forward correctly. So she's gone over all the X's and P's and special permits to bring everything in completely in line with what was originally in the bylaw before we just codified it. We weren't changing things, just recodifying. So there'll be some of those on the town meeting warrant.
Okay.
But as far as actual changes, I haven't heard of any. I can check with her anyways, but they're just getting to the point now where they're gonna start advertising that they're putting the proposal. So
Okay.
we've got plenty of time before town meeting.
Yeah.
to actually look in on, see if there's anything, but I was personally happy with all the corrections that she did. I thought she did a heck of a job.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent. You have anything else to tell us about housing?
No, not at the moment. I mean, we
Okay.
seem to be moving along slowly with the proposal, but good for the proposals for redevelopment up in Macy's. So we'll leave it at that, but we're optimistic.
Okay. All right. All right. Very good. Thank you.
All right.
Sorry to bother you.
Well, that's quite all right.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. So,
I'm just pulling the agenda back up.
okay.
I'm not looking at text or anything.
No, that's all right. All right. Anything else that you know of, Eric or Nick?
No, not for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just get back in the loop. Yeah.
Okay. You were going to talk to our new TA, Eric, about affordable housing. Have you had an opportunity?
No,
to do
not
that?
at all.
Okay.
No, I will.
Because I'd like to get a feeling for where he is and,
Yeah.
you know, his mindset.
I mean, just tonight he was asking me where we were, and I was like, "Well, we've got some money." Like, but you know, the problem is we don't have enough to do a lot. You know, it was just really quick. He said,
Just
"Yeah,
general.
yeah, just very general."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to know, you know, where he stands on affordable housing and
Yeah.
get a sense of how involved he wants to be with affordable housing issues, because we've not gotten a lot of love from the ZBA or the planning board. So
Yeah. So keep in mind, he came from Duxbury, where he was originally the building commissioner.
Oh, okay.
And then also Abington, where he was the town manager.
Right.
But he still has his building commissioner license or building inspector license or something. And we still don't have a full-time one. We're trying, and he's trying. He has a lot of connections in that area. So I'm sure he has a lot more involvement with Affordable Housing Trust than your typical town administrator.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
That's very helpful for us, because we've not, a lot of our discussions have just kind of fallen on deaf ears.
Yeah.
You know, because when you find out what planning boards and ZBAs and town planners are doing in other communities regarding affordable housing, I mean, they're really driving the bus.
Yeah.
And here it's just us trying to drive the bus, and we don't have first of all, we don't have a lot of authority, and we don't have the connections to, and we don't have the influence that a town administrator or a town planner would have. So yeah, I just feel terrible that all we've done is tread water. You mentioned funding. The final decisions from the CPC will be tonight. They're going to meet at 6:30 here. So I will stay for that part. I'm supposed to be somewhere else, but I want to make sure that goes through. Then we still have town meeting.
Right.
You know, there could always be somebody get up and go, "Oh, I don't know why we're giving them more money." You know, so I'll have to do my spiel about, well, how many houses can you build for $900,000 in Kingston? You know, it's not a lot of money.
No.
But there are ways that other towns have found to further fund affordable housing. We have just not had anyone willing to.
Now, I feel like there's a lot of interesting things going on in Europe and in other big cities where they're thinking out of the box, but they're in the city where where that's a little bit easier to accept by the residents. You know, I mean, there's things like turning containers or small I think we talked about this before, but they're almost like sheds. They're so small. They're the really small ones, but they're putting them up in like parks and whatnot, in cities.
Yeah.
It'd be harder to do something like that around here. But we really need somebody to kind of take the initiative. But it seems like it's been more proof of concept in the bigger cities and in Europe. So I don't know how, and a lot of them have come through with funding from, Bill Gates or,
Right.
other folks
Yeah.
who've helped to fund things like this. And that's almost what we would need. We would need the land, we would need the resources, we need the money, the influence, and it would really be a proof of concept, kind of approach.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's not exactly what everyone in Kingston would like to see,
Right.
even though we know there's so many individuals who are looking to live here.
Yeah.
Kids that grew up here, graduated from college, now they're back, with a pretty decent salary, but they still can't afford a house. Nick and I were just talking that
it's crazy.
I think last year the average home was $650.
Yeah.
That's a significant chunk of money.
Yeah. My daughter just graduated nursing school. She's going to make good money. My youngest son is a nurse. He's making really good money up in Bangor. And then my third son, he's graduating with a doctorate in PT, and he'll make good money, but it's still not enough to buy a house around here. The three of them could pool their money,
right,
and then qualify for a house. But like my daughter, I think she was saying something like, and I don't know the exact amount that she's making, but it's good money as a starting nurse. I think she said it was like 350 to 390 for a house. I mean, you can't find anything like that around here. And even Thorndike, when he was going to do Sacred Heart, you remember his affordable townhomes or the condos in there were going to be like 690. I'm like, you're gonna have to have a couple making about, I think I had figured it out, it was like $250,000 a year to be able to qualify for this
for mortgage,
cheap, affordable condo that you're selling.
And then it was basically like a second unit in someone's garage or attic, or it wasn't really too attractive from the way he described it.
It's really tough. I mean, for us to try to put something together with new construction, and again, what's crazy too, and I think I've told you this, like up in Maine, I can build, let's just say, a shed for about a third of the price I could get somebody to do it here. It's just, the contractors are just taking in way too much money around here.
So, and they're all buying pretty much the same raw material, right?
I know.
I mean, so you can't really blame it on that. I think it's whatever the market will bear.
Right.
And
the market will bear
an
expensive home. Even the starter homes are expensive and they can get away with it.
Yeah.
It's just we somehow we need somebody to kind of force, let's go back to real starter homes.
Right. Well, I think, as we get to 40Y, which is coming up, well, that's the next item is, so I sent out the regs on the 40Y to all of you, so that you could see, what is a 40Y, what are the requirements, and it's basically for starter homes.
Right.
And what it allows is up to 4 units on an acre of land. So obviously these would not be in requirements.
1,800 square feet of
1,500
livable space
per
house.
Which is a fairly decent size for a starter home.
Yeah.
And we would just and they pretty much have the same waivers as a 40B, in that you do have to create a starter home zoning district.
Yeah.
And that's where we were talking about some of those properties that Paul was talking about off of Pottle Street.
Yep.
Because if the town now owns them, I don't know what we'll have to pay to the individual whose property was taken. But even if we had to pay, let's say 200,000 or 300,000 for the land,
Yeah,
then we would need to find a developer who's into 40Y, and willing to build them. Now, there are a list of builders who specialize in affordable housing, and I know we can get that list from Mass Housing Partnership,
yeah,
because they work with them in all the different towns. But that's what we would need to do is
but then that
first
would,
get property and
Yeah.
then find the developer.
yeah, and then you're talking about the materials and the developer and all that, so how much money do we have available?
It's a little over 900,
Yeah.
and then I'm asking for whatever's in the bucket. Excuse me, which is probably going to be around 40,000.
Yep.
That should be in the housing bucket.
And that's not gonna go far even with 40Y.
No, but I mean,
But what would we have to,
spend.
yeah,
So to
Basically,
rezone it,
yeah.
rezoning it would be the first step.
Yeah, we would zone
Yeah.
the property.
pay off the owners?
Yeah, and pay off any owners that,
Yep.
Because if the town owns it, then there should be no cost to the Affordable Housing Trust. If the
Yeah.
town owns it, other than where it's been taken by tax title,
Yeah.
then we do have to pay the owner, but they're undeveloped lots.
Right,
And you heard Paul, he's
Yeah.
trying to figure out where that 30-year mean sea level
yeah, right,
falls, and what the Conservation Commission is thinking about doing with that property. So even if we just found, let's say, among all the property that the town already owns and those additional units, let's say we find 3 acres and we could do 12 units.
yeah.
I mean,
So then
12
does
units
the
that we haven't
town,
done before.
so does that mean the town has to pay the developer, or the developer's taking on that cost?
Right, the developer would take on the cost.
Cause they're
We
gonna
would
make money
say-
selling them.
We would say, okay, we own the property.
Yeah,
Okay, so now we want you to come in and build these homes.
okay,
And then, when they're sold,
yeah,
it would be like subsidizing the developer by
yeah.
offering the property.
And the downside for the developer is that means they're working on this, so they can't build the big expensive home over here.
Right, but if it's
Yeah.
one of the developers that already, that's what they do is affordable housing, then they're not expecting a huge,
Yeah,
They're not
Now-
planning on building the mega mansion.
right.
Right.
$2 million.
right, I mean,
But are they still they're still making money doing
Yeah,
this?
they're still
Yeah.
making their money. It's not what they would get for something else, but then
Right.
again, they can probably pop them up much faster
Yeah.
than they can
Right.
the bigger home.
And then there's still the restriction on it for the owners, when they go to resell it and
Yes.
so it's the same thing as a
Yeah,
40B
yeah,
restriction.
there's a codicil placed on their,
Yep.
It's a deed restriction.
deed restriction.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a deed restriction. Okay, so
Okay,
this guy owned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 properties back there. So,
Have they looked into like a type of tax foreclosure?
well, that's what Paul was saying, that,
Yeah.
according to the town treasurer, they've already taken the properties. Okay,
Okay.
so now, if we wanted to, the way it was explained to me is if we want to go ahead and use those for affordable housing, it would be like us buying those lots, and we would have to reimburse the owner for the equity that they have. Okay, but it was just, undeveloped land. So I'm not sure what they pay for them, the
how
amount
much
of
do they
taxes.
owe on the taxes?
I'm looking
I
at it
cleared
here.
out. It's a
Um,
long time.
yeah, quite a bit. This one was 35,000. This one was 57,000, because they've apparently never paid anything on them. That's Jones Street, Washburn. Here's Powell Street. This one was 29. This one's 29,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that was the,
Undeveloped land.
Is there any,
yeah,
I don't know if it's off topic or not, but is there any reason why they never did? Is it, it's paper street? So there's
they
just
are on paper street.
so it's just unbuildable.
Yeah, I guess, I can only imagine that what they just saw a possibility for development at some point and just
Yeah,
bought it. Must have been a long time ago. I haven't looked at the at the deeds on these, but on Pottle Street, here's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on Pottle Street. And where's Jones Street? Is that in the same area?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm guessing it is because there's 2 on a Jones Street.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and Washburn Ave, I think that could be back there too. I don't think let me see if I have the map. Let's see, what's this? This is what Paul had done before.
And you can see Jones Street. I see Jones River.
Is it back behind the ball fields?
Here's the map, and this is the area we're talking about right here.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't even see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
that's
think it's
all.
just a paper street.
those are all paper streets because that's just
Yeah.
it's just the ball fields over here. It's like
Yeah. Is that Wapping?
No,
Not Wapping, Pottle Street.
Potter.
That's what I meant.
Pottle.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Yeah, okay.
yeah, right there.
Yep.
Summer Street.
So where's the Davis property? The Davis property must be. I'm just having a hard time figuring out where everything is. Is it up here?
where Davis property is?
Yeah,
I don't know, you can see it when you go in,
yeah, I know.
but it's sitting back a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting.
But hadn't we also heard that Hilltop was looking to either expand or move?
I heard that at one point, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would imagine our treasurer would know more about that.
He's the manager.
Yeah, so that's the map that Paul had given
Yeah.
us before. Sorry, here's another one. Let me see if it has any more definition. Okay. All right, this is a lot more helpful. So Paul went ahead and colored this.
Hmm.
So this is
Oh,
the
Sharon
Davis
did. Yep.
property. So I
So
think
that's
her
her-
house is here, but she
Yeah.
must also own these little pieces.
That's
Then-
interesting.
This is the tax title property. So that these are all these units back
So
here.
is that's Pottle Street? Where's the ball, and the ball field is like right, is it in the middle of all the?
Or it could be
I
right
wonder if
here. It could
I
be
think
right
it's
here.
over here.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
so you go down,
That's Hilltop.
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
And the yellow ones are the ones that the town already owns. So
Got it.
here, 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 and here, and I think here. So the town owns some
So
interspersed.
these are what's called the paper streets, is that right?
Mhm,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's
Yeah.
no street there at all right now, correct?
Nothing paved, no.
Yeah, okay, but are they even dirt roads? Cause I feel like the
don't
only way to
know.
get to her place
I don't think
is
so.
around the ball field, like up
Yeah, like
that
that.
way.
Yeah, I don't know that there's streets there. I don't recall.
I haven't given a close look.
Well, I haven't been back there in a long
Mm.
time either.
Interesting,
But-
okay.
But yeah, I thought Paul gave us each one of these. You
It
may
looks all
have
grown,
it.
it looks all grown over from Google Maps anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's just trees and
Yeah,
bushes and, yeah. But Paul had spent some time looking at it before to see what who owned what
Yeah,
and to give
Well,
us a better
that's-
idea. So
she'll fight that in town meeting. Maybe not, though. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I know her fairly well.
Do you?
She's
okay.
the vet for one of our dogs.
Okay.
We have 3 dogs, so But I mean, I've known her for years because our kids grew up together.
Mhm.
I don't feel like she ever really went to a town meeting to fight anything. I know she was complaining when the town was building things, but I don't remember being at a town meeting about it.
I don't remember her
Maybe it
being
was
a
her
town
husband who was
meeting.
actual Dave. She's been divorced from him.
Yeah,
She's not a Davis. Married, she is.
right, she married a Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was more him than her, but I don't know.
I just remember it was contentious
Yeah, I know.
when they were proposing all the ball fields
Yeah.
back there, because I guess they had been promised. And I don't know who makes these promises, but there'd be nothing going on around them, they were looking for.
Now they have like 5,000 cars going by a day
Yeah.
with dust all over the place. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
But I mean, it's like Copper Beach. They were promised that nobody would build behind them. Well, who made that
I
promise?
know.
You can't make those promises when it's private property.
I know.
You can't tell people what they
Yeah.
can do and can't do. So,
Shouldn't really be a surprise either.
yeah. But if you look, if the yellow ones here are probably not feasible, those look like
Yeah.
those wetlands. And I'm not sure about if that would be, people want to have their house right on the ball field. But if you look here, I mean, you got this whole slew here and a
Yeah.
little bit here. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8. And these lots.
Yeah,
you know,
even if it's
I can't
set back
tell.
a little bit from the road.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't tell. The
I mean, it'll be
acreage.
busy on the weekends getting out of there
Mhm.
or evenings.
Yeah. But like you say, it would certainly be a downtown area. And
Yeah.
I
And
don't know why it
you
would
walk
lend
your kids
itself
right over to the
40Y.
basketball courts and everything else.
Yeah. I mean, either for families or for
Yep.
seniors. So I think it's a possibility that we have to keep.
Oh, I agree. I actually think the property would be, I mean, I haven't walked it, but
Mhm.
it is a nice area. I mean, the train is right there too.
Right.
Yeah, but
It is,
but
you've
you
got
get used to it.
Stranger than a lot of
miles.
neighborhoods. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I can hear it every morning and I know it's like, oh, it's 6 a.m.
well, I can hear them when they start the engines up. They start warming them up around 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
that way.
even though there's, I don't know, a couple of miles between us and houses and trees, but it somehow comes up over.
Yeah.
And I can hear when
Probably hears
everything's
a
quiet.
vibration too
Yeah,
when it's going. Yeah.
yeah. And when it's really cold, they run them
Yeah.
all night, because they're diesel. Okay, well, so I do think for
So
40Y,
what do we need to do? Like what?
well, I think Paul's already started on it.
He's on it.
Number one,
Okay.
he's trying to see how it is zoned right now. And if that zoning could be changed.
Yep.
And, what the conservation group has in mind. They have a lot of.
I believe we're closing the warrant the end of this month. So
March.
yeah. Now, having said that, I mean,
They can
we
reopen.
can we just have a formal closing and then
Yeah.
we tend to reopen it
Yeah.
a lot. But it just gives us a sort of a guideline in terms of the timing.
It doesn't sound like this is one of the proposals.
Okay.
So we'd probably be looking at a special.
Yeah.
Sometime
Which
in
is
the
fine.
fall.
This would be a good special thing.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it would be. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back through, make sure I understand everything that comes under this. But it is designated as starter home.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I think we desperately need. I understand there's quite a bit of interest in ADUs, which is great. And there's a developer who's specializing in
Yeah.
ADUs right now. He did a
From
couple
Carver, I
here,
think.
and now he has one in Plymouth open house.
I see the signs. They put them out in front. We're building this in the back.
Mhm.
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one in my neighborhood. It's not the same. It's not that builder. It's a different builder.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a great idea.
So too.
I think I said it last time. My middle son, who's going to be the doctor in PT,
Mhm.
always said he was just going to put a camper or a tent in their backyard.
We could bring one of those tiny houses on wheels
Right.
and,
Well, actually, he's living in our house in Maine, so
oh, okay.
he's got the better location. But he graduates in the beginning of May and then coming back down here, so he's got to find a place to live.
Mhm.
And his girlfriend's been here for a year, so she's been working as PT. But she's making her like 110 or something like that. So even the two of them working together,
It would
and
still
it's
be,
not going to be enough.
yeah, no.
I'm like, you guys are going to have to literally live in the camper in my backyard or in the driveway.
Just build an ADU.
Right.
They're cute. They really are. I've seen a lot of different floor plans for them. And to me, as long as they have a little outdoor space, like either a
Yeah.
covered porch or a patio or something.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it's all the space they need,
Yeah.
a bedroom, a bathroom. In fact, some of them are even 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
Bathroom, kitchen, and, a living area. And
If that's what's in your budget, you'll happily take.
Do you know how much they're running? I mean, to build a little one like that. I mean, are they looking at like between 300 and 400?
oh, I don't
Or not
think
that
so.
much?
I would hope not. Oh my goodness.
To be already on someone's lot, like.
Yeah, for 900 square feet.
Well, I know I talked to, I can't remember the guy's name, Bethany Builders,
Mhm.
about doing a 2-car garage and a master bedroom with a bathroom and all that other stuff. And this was a year ago, and he was like, probably looking close. We talked about finish. Finish can
Mhm.
make it expensive. He's like, you're probably looking around 4.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, it's a garage,
Yeah.
and then it's a level above it as well.
Right, but still.
So, you know, I don't remember how many square feet that was. That's why I'm asking. That's not a kitchen.
Yeah,
Kitchens are more expensive.
right.
But this again is why I'm saying builders around here are crazy. Up in Maine, we're actually having a porch finished, and the price is amazing
Yeah,
compared to
down here.
Yeah, and all brand new high-end Anderson windows, like really high-end, huge, and like a fraction of what it would have been down here. Because we just redid our kitchen.
Why don't we
With
bring
one
those
window.
builders down
Well, that's
here?
exactly what I'm saying. I'm
Pay for
like,
their gas, their
it-
hotel.
we can stay here.
Yeah,
I
bring
know.
the builders here.
Yeah.
And the painters, everybody up there is just cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything. And even the generator, we paid 2/3 of what it would have been down here for the same high-end Kohler generator,
Really?
automatic switch. Yeah. The installation, the propane installation, like everybody, the electrician, the plumber, the unit itself
Yeah.
was 2/3 what I've been quoted down here for the same
It's the
thing.
unit.
Same unit.
Oh,
Get away
goodness.
with.
All right, so I think our homework really needs to be that we really go through the 40Y and see what we would need to do to create a warrant article.
So you think
Now-
the 900 grand is enough to get that? I mean, obviously it depends on how much we have to pay off the land, but it wouldn't take that much money on our end to do
It
this.
shouldn't,
Okay.
because that's what we initially started out looking at what property did the town own.
Yeah.
And then having the selectmen give the land to the Affordable Housing Trust. So that would be the incentive for a developer. They wouldn't have to pay for the land.
Yep.
It would be like subsidy to the builder.
So the town doesn't get anything. We're just giving the land away, or are we getting paid for the land when the people buy the house?
I guess you
Just
could work
curious.
it a couple different
Okay.
ways. Yeah. And it depends on what the developer's willing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're looking to make all the profit theirs, then we probably wouldn't get anything back. But we could just simply say, okay, we want to have.
We want to keep the price low, so
Yeah.
we're not expecting anything for the land kind of thing.
But we could also say, here's the property, you build it, you sell it, and then we'll take back so much,
Yeah, okay.
Well,
to
what
keep
was-
refilling our bin.
What was similar offers of that property you were just talking about with the old fire station, what would that developer have given back to us in terms if we
They weren't far enough along to really do
Yeah.
that. It was a man and wife, and they really didn't have any special people working for them, like an engineer or anything. So they were just trying to do a mom and pop deal.
I remember they were
And it's a lot more complicated there because of
Yeah.
the water and everything. So the wetlands and also the the fire station property being contaminated. Now the
Right.
town did get some money.
Yeah, EPA or something.
Yeah, but they haven't moved forward to do anything,
Yeah.
right?
I gotta talk to Val. I don't remember where that is.
Okay. All right. Because that was part of the deal was
Right.
if we could clean that up and
Is that
sell it
super
because
fund? Is that the super fund? Is that right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I had gotten town meeting to, there's a warrant article to have the ability for the town to sell it. I think that's what it was. I worked with Keith on it so that the town would be able to sell it. This town meeting has to authorize the town selling property. So we did get that passed. But then it turned out that this couple really, they didn't have the specialties in place to really advise them or move forward. I know that conservation agent had put in for, I think he put in for CPC money to help purchase a certain portion of it. That's basically wetlands, but
Yep.
what they want to do is get rid of the dam that's in there.
That's right.
Yeah. And so he was looking to the Affordable Housing Trust to go in with them on that. And I said, well, you know, there's a lot more steps before we could do something like that. So yeah, I think understanding what 40Y requires, figuring out what properties in town might qualify,
Yeah.
and then we would have to have individual properties to rezone. And it looks like you can do spot zoning
Yeah.
for 40Y. So yeah, I need to read through all of that material again. All right. Update from the town planner. Well, I already told you what she said. Affordable housing lotteries. There's one in Plymouth right now. There's one in Situate. We do get copies of these from, I'll tell you in a minute, who sent them to us. Okay. What did they do with it? Sorry. Here it is. This one is on Old Oaken Bucket Road in Situate. And the deadline to apply is March 30th. They had an info session supposedly yesterday. And then there's one open in Rehoboth, one in Raynham, and one in Fall River.
Can
And-
people in Kingston apply with those?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So this comes to us from SEB Housing Team in Needham. Because apparently they're the group that are hired to run these lotteries.
Mm.
So if you go on their website, that's where you'll see which towns have proposals out there. So that's how I found out about Rehoboth, Raynham, and Fall River.
Yep.
The one in Kingston is closed. So there is still one existing in Plymouth. This one's in Situate, Rehoboth, Raynham, Fall River. So those are the current affordable housing lotteries. available.
Where are we going here?
Okay. And MHP. Gosh, this is from back in December. And this, they were talking about, and if this is repetitive, if I've already gone over this, stop. But there's an interactive map available.
Oh, yeah, we did do this, yeah.
Okay, and I'm not gonna go through it again. Did you have a chance to look at
Yeah,
that?
I was doing it because I was remote,
Uh-huh.
so I was actually doing it during our
Yeah.
meeting, yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It's pretty interesting, it's pretty powerful,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's on their tools section,
Yep.
I think, of Mass Housing Partnership.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so, okay. This is from April of 24. Previous member Nathan had asked about the total for those properties, and at that time it was 246,000. He said, I'd be inclined to ask they'd be willing to gift those parcels to the trust in exchange for being relieved of those taxes. Oh, that didn't happen. Okay. What else have we got on here? As far as I know, the apartment proposal behind Copper Beach is still in front of the ZBA. It's been moving slowly through the ZBA. I haven't actually watched the most recent
I didn't
ZBA
either.
meeting to see how they were proceeding on that one, and I
I'll
think
ask Kim,
that's the only
Kim
one.
usually goes to those,
Okay.
Kim Emberg, I'll
Okay.
ask.
So I think that was that's the only one that I'm aware of that they're dealing with. I think the economy has had a lot to do with housing proposals coming forward. There for a long time it was water, so
Yeah.
they moved on. Hi,
Yeah.
they had moved on to other towns, other projects.
Yeah,
Haven't come back to visit us again yet.
but interest rate just creeped under 6, so I mean, I would think,
That might induce some
Yeah.
of them to come back.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Angela, now I know that Habitat is in the process of finishing up a property in Carver. They took a historic home and are redoing it, which surprised me because when we talked about the property there on Wapping Road in front of the cranberry bogs that were sold, the house was not sold, and it's from the early 1800s. And my thought was, an antique home requires constant work and update, and I didn't really think it would be fair to strap somebody with that sort of thing, but they're somehow figuring out how to do this.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is it's like it's almost like they're rebuilding it. It looks the same, the shell looks the same, but
Everything's been replaced.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine.
I mean, in
Handing
some
over.
ways they're built better, right?
Yeah.
New plumbing, heating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Beer.
Yeah.
but it would have to be, the foundation is the key too, because foundations were
Yeah.
back then.
Well, the electrical system, the plumbing system, I mean, everything would really need
Yep.
the windows, the roof. There's a lot with an antique
Yeah.
that requires work. So I had originally passed on that as a possibility. But we don't have the resources that Habitat has either.
Right.
They get a lot of
It's volunteers,
trades
right?
people to volunteer
Yeah.
time and equipment, and so it's a different concept.
Yeah.
But I'm in constant contact with Amy Belmore, who's their executive director, and I'm not aware of any Kingston property that they're looking at right now, but that could change. And then I know she would be coming to us to look for some funding.
Right.
And one of the things we've never done is establish some guidelines
Right.
for giving away affordable housing trust money to another organization. So I think we need to do some research on how you do that.
I can take a stab at putting something together and email it over to the rest of you guys, and then you guys can play with it. I use AI all the time. So, I mean, I do, for my company, I put together policies and procedures that are
Okay.
really good.
Okay.
So I often, and I've used it as a selectman. I've said, hey, I have, like when I've had different people come in, I'm like, what's a good way of saying this without, being fair, without, and it's very helpful because it'll look up what other towns have done, and it'll look up our bylaws. Because I've had questions. I'm like, geez, what do we do in this case? And it's like, well, your bylaws say this right here. So it's super helpful.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Wow.
that's why I'm saying I can take a crack at it
Okay.
and just see what it comes up with.
Yeah. Because I'd like to know what other towns do.
And it'll pull anything that's publicly available. It'll pull that.
'Cause I'm sure they got money from Plymouth.
Yeah.
And they may have gotten money from Carver.
From their affordable housing trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Carver has one.
Yeah.
But certainly Plymouth does. And I know they've gotten money from them.
Yeah, without having it right in front of me, but I'm pretty sure the statute about affordable housing trusts is pretty broad. In
It
terms of
is.
what you can give money towards.
Right.
So,
But I would like us to have some guidelines.
yes.
Yeah.
Because when they came to us the first time, it was kind of like they descended on us and were demanding money.
Mhm.
And we said, look, we're just newly established and we really haven't written up any guidelines for this sort of thing. And here we are years later, we still haven't written up anything. And I do know that at some point they will probably approach us.
Yeah.
Because they know we're getting all the money from CPC. So I think it would be wise for us to have at least a broad outline of.
Well, I can draft it tonight and email it tonight.
Oh, wow, that's great.
It's quick.
All right.
Yeah.
I won't take credit for it.
You gotta know what to put in.
You do.
Well, that's it.
I've been working with AI since 7 this morning. Building.
good.
I built an app for kids with special needs, autism, Down syndrome, that kind of thing, for a visual scheduler. And I had a boatload of changes. I just went through it. It helped me write the code, which I normally do. But the stuff that I built today would have taken me 6 months, no less.
Oh my God.
And I was like, do this, integrate here, do this, add this piece, make sure we're recording things over here, and all SOC 2, like federal government, you have to be cybersecurity compliant. So because we're collecting data. So it did it. I tested it. I deployed it. And my partner was in the school with the kids. He's like, we really need to be able to do this. And 10 minutes later, I'm like, refresh your screen. And he's like, are you kidding me?
Oh, wow.
And he knew what he was asking for. Would have taken me 2 years ago, would have taken me a month. But it's nonstop with AI. You do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's great. But you really do. Like my wife's done it and she's like, it's wrong. I'm like, you need to have a conversation with it.
Okay.
It's a tool.
Right.
Okay.
So you need to know how. And what I do is I'll take ChatGPT and Claude, and I'll do it in Claude. And then I show Chat. I'm like, is this right? And they're like, yeah, but I would tweak it like this. And I go back and I say, Chat said this. And it's like I have them working with each other. And it's like, oh, Chat was really good today. And Chat will say, hey, that was a good idea from Claude. Like I'm like, the three of us working together are faster than me on my own.
Jeez.
It's crazy.
I've got to learn more about it. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't had an opportunity to use it yet.
It really is neat. And you can actually, I've been driving up to the house in Maine, which is 4 hours, and I'll turn it on. I'll turn the voice on, and you can have a voice and you can have a conversation. And I gave it a British voice. So I'm in the car. I'm like, hey, and I'm like, hey, what if we took this app and we did this and we did that? And it'll talk back to me. I'm like, okay, can you write the code so when I get to Maine, it's ready for me to go? It's like, yep, I'm working on it. And I'm like, hey, while you're doing this, I have to do a speech for the Board of Selectmen. Veterans Memorial, whatever. Can you put that together? Yep, working on it. So like I'm in the car and I'm telling it what to do and it's doing things while I'm driving. And by the time I get there, all this stuff is done.
Oh, my goodness.
It's insane. And having the conversation with it, it's really kind of funny. And you can give it any accent.
I do like British.
Yeah.
Although I don't always
It
understand
sounds
them.
smarter, right? I'm like, yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, interesting. All right. Last February. The, the state has a one-stop program and communities can apply for it. So something came in about the grants and I sent an email to Val saying, is this a grant that would be appropriate for the Maple Street project? And she said she had submitted EOIs, expressions of interest,
Mhm.
to the one-stop program for Maple Street for acquisition and remediation, which are our highest priorities at this time. I followed up on that. I need to follow up with her on that. This is an appraisal for Maple Street properties. So here we go. Get rid of that. Okay. Anything else?
Mm.
Well, welcome back, Nick.
Thank you.
Good to have you back
Good
with
to be
us,
back.
safe and sound.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Very important. I'm sure your family is more than happy to have you back.
Oh, yeah.
As well as your employer, right?
Yeah. Everyone's happy, but no more than me. So.
Yeah. All right. Do you see a need for us to have a meeting next month or should we bump it to 2 months? We've been meeting every other month. Simply
Probably 2
because there's
months, yeah.
nothing, nothing imminent. If we have something come up, we can always schedule a meeting, but I
Yeah.
see no point in just sitting here going over the same stuff.
I agree. I would say May.
Okay. So,
Motion to adjourn.
well, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not running again.
I know you're not. Are you going to stay? You're here because you're a selectman, right?
Yeah. So I'll stay through May. Beyond that, I don't think I'm going to stay on the trust necessarily. Because again, the whole thing is just being able to have the time up in Maine. I mean, if you're only meeting every
other
couple of
month.
months,
Yeah.
then I could potentially, think about it. But
Okay. Because we have
Short
room for,
term, yeah.
trustees, we
Yeah.
could have up to 9 trustees. So
right.
I think right now we have 4 or 5.
Yeah, I would say short term, especially probably for the summer, no. But
Mhm.
then would I come back later?
In the
Probably.
fall. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we could certainly use you on here.
Will there be a replacement on the Board of Selectmen? Should you?
Yeah, it'd be the
Probably.
new chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually the chair. I mean, or they can designate somebody.
Yeah. Well, a lot of communities, the town administrator is on the Affordable Housing Trust and usually the chair.
Yeah.
So,
We could certainly talk to Scott about it. I mean, if we don't have a whole lot going on, then it might not be a great use of his
Right,
time.
his
I
time,
think that's
right.
that's the only issue.
yeah.
And he's got the onboarding and coming up to speed on so many things and the
Right.
budget. Actually, the budget doesn't look that bad. I was really, really, really nervous.
Let's schedule our next meeting and we can chat about that.
Yeah.
So the next meeting then would be May, what? May 7th?
Sure.
I will be away,
Okay.
but that works for everyone.
I have a graduation on the 9th, but so we'll probably be up in Maine, but I would join via Zoom.
Okay. I asked Mr. Armstrong not to schedule any more medical procedures.
Did it on purpose.
When you get to be our age, all you do is medical.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved,
Motion to adjourn.
and I'll second it. Eric, I.
Nick, I.
Jean, I. All right.